All right. I appreciate you being here. I wanted to just get a little bit of your story and what it has looked like for you working with us. You crushed a 6-week challenge. We're now moving into longer term goals. But I want to start back with before you started the challenge. What were you trying to solve before you jumped into the 6 weeks with us?
Basically just I wasn't able to, I tried a bunch of different weight loss programs and things on my own, like apps, like Quick Weight Loss, Noom, a Class Pass. So just trying all these little things by myself. And if anything, I was just gaining more weight. So when I was on Instagram and I saw the 6-week challenge, I just clicked it randomly just to be like, I want to do something. I think it was the beginning of November or the end of October. Because I just wanted to jump in and start doing something because everything else I was trying wasn't working when I was doing it by myself. So I knew I needed some kind of jump start to like supercharge me, to get me in the right mindset, because I was just feeling kind of like I just couldn't do it on my own.
Yeah. And so when we met for that consultation to start the 6-week challenge, figure out if you were going to be a good fit for it. Did you have doubts that you were going to be able to succeed in it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the program, it was very, like the ad was very elusive. It didn't really have all the details. So I wasn't sure what it was exactly. But as we spoke and I learned that it was like a 360 approach where I'd have your input or coach's input. I don't think we were going to officially be assigned to each other at that point, but I'd be assigned to a coach. I'd have nutrition guidance and workout guidance, and it would be all virtual. So with my busy schedule, I wouldn't have to worry about going to a gym and like meeting up with people and making that work. It just seemed like more realistic. It honestly seemed too good to be true, because all the other programs I've done, I've had to separate. So I'd have a nutritionist or a fitness coach. They weren't together. Or if I try to do a fitness coach and nutritionist together, they offered that, but they didn't actually follow through. So it seemed like a really good approach. I think I remember at the beginning of the challenge, I was at the flu or COVID or something. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to join, but by that weekend I was able to start. I think on that Monday, we talked on like a Thursday, and then that Monday jumped right into it. I think I went to a Costco run the Sunday the night before, and just like got all the things, and it was pretty simple to follow the meal prep guide. And I didn't feel too overwhelmed. And if I had any questions, I was able to text you and reach out about certain foods and procedures and how to use things. So yeah.
Yeah. And in the 6 weeks, coming from having experience in tons of other programs, right? I want everyone to know you got down 12 pounds in 6 weeks, right? Got down 12 pounds in 6 weeks that we haven't gained back.
Yeah.
Outside of the 6 weeks, we're fluctuating up and down, but we're around where we ended, right?
Yeah.
To start. And we're a week out from that, right? Like we had just finished the challenge. So, how were you able to stay on track, and how were you able to continue to have progress that almost looks linear? I know on our end, because we can see the exact numbers on the exact date, it's kind of up like this, right? But how are you able to get so much progress in 6 weeks remote, like not seeing us in person?
I think it was just basically you, James, checking in with me and encouraging me. A lot of the times it was a mental, like I get a mental halt where I was just like, I would see like the scale like fluctuate a little bit or not the way I wanted it to go. And, you're reminding me that this is a process, and it's a long-term process, and we want it to be sustainable, not like just drop 30 pounds in 10 weeks and then just like gain 20 pounds in another week kind of thing. And that's what I've done in other programs where I lost weight extremely quickly in a very, very restrictive diet, but then I wasn't able to maintain that. And so I just kind of yo-yoed. So I think it was just more realistic. And since it was realistic in the sense that I had the time, the workouts were crazy. Like sometimes they're 12 minutes, sometimes they're 30 minutes. They don't require a lot of equipment. And if I don't have equipment in the app, I can like substitute or do something else. And I would talk to you about that. You would help me walk through it. Even my parents and my friends were like, how are you doing these workouts 3 times a week? And I'm like, I'm just kind of being intentional, but it also helps to have a coach person in my life to be like, help me be intentional about it. Because I have access to gyms and fitness apps and classes and things. It was just about the like kind of reporting in to you, and taking that self workout picture, and just having, because I don't like social media that much. I don't like being on, like, a lot of people find encouragement posting on social to their friends every day that they've worked out. I don't enjoy that. I don't really like that. But to do it, like, even with just my coach, I could do that. And so that kept me going. I think it was the everyday knowing that in the back of end of the day, I knew that you were going to be there and you actually cared to check in on me. It wasn't just like an afterthought. Yeah. So it's like you're somehow always online. I don't know how that's possible, but you are. So I think that's what kept me going, honestly. Other than that, I don't think I would have been able to stay that consistent if it wasn't for your consistency on your end of encouragement. And then noticing somehow, I don't even know how you realized it when I was feeling during the process, maybe it was mid 6 weeks where I just wanted to quit. I don't even know why. I think I was just upset about a little detour in the scale, or maybe I missed one workout or something simple, but I'm a perfectionist. So if it's not one or the other, I was like, obviously I can't do this. I need it. And you're like, this is realistic. You're human. This is what a real program and a real fitness journey and sustainability looks like. And you reminded me of that, emphasized on that. So, it's been a rewiring of my brain, honestly, this program, because it's not how I've approached fitness and weight loss before.
Yeah. I mean, I distinctly remember when this happened too. I think you missed one workout, right? Like work ran over, you were getting together with friends, you missed a workout, you had a meal that necessarily didn't put us on the best trajectory.
Yeah.
And then our weight reflected it, right? Like for 2 days, it was a little bit higher than it had been the last handful of days.
Yeah.
And so lost a little bit of faith, but that's, in my mind, that's exactly why the accountability is there, right? It's because you're not going to be perfect, right? You're a human, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for progress, capital E effort. You're good to go. We are not looking for perfection. And so I want to commend you for literally, we sat down and had a long conversation on Zoom, right? Back and forth. And you got back on the horse.
Yeah.
And then if you remember, after that, you had the biggest drop in your weight and the highest consistency after we had that conversation to just remind, not teach, remind. The whole challenge outside of the first week. Like the first week you started rocketing down.
Yeah.
And then we got a little stuck. And the halfway point, we pushed it forward, and then boom, you had another massive jump down. And here's the funny thing about this, guys, anyone that's listening to this, she lost 12 pounds and took a whole week on vacation.
Yep.
You took a whole week.
Yep. A whole week. I was in Key West, Florida for a whole week. Yep.
Out of your regular day-to-day, out of the regular nutrition, out of the regular workout consistency, and we're still down. If that's not a testament to what you can do, I don't know what is.
And Thanksgiving. I was in the challenge during Thanksgiving as well.
In the middle of one of the times where most people gain all of their weight in the year, right?
Yeah,
and still lost it.
Yeah.
Still lost it. So
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I appreciate your consistency, and I appreciate you being willing to share your journey here. One last thing. I mean, if anyone's on the fence, right? Man, woman, time of year, right? Hey, it's not the right time. Oh man, this program just seems like it's too much. It's not going to work. I mean, what piece of advice do you have to those people that are right there on the fence?
Well, I would say that if you really want to at least try, like sometimes I think a lot of times people get hung up. It's like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I was like, I shouldn't do this if I can't do it, if I can't do everything 100%. But I think with this program, it's really good to keep in mind that we are all human. This is a human program. It's made for humans. So if you're on the fence and you're not sure, I would say you're probably on the fence about a lot of things when it comes to weight loss in your journey. And if you just want to get started and at least try, this is a good point. This is a great place to just try, because you're going to have someone to talk to. You're not alone. I would say that I think that's the biggest thing, is that when it comes to going on a journey like this, a lot of times you feel like you're on your own. Like you have to self-motivate. You have to go to the gym. Maybe you have your coach at the gym. Maybe you have someone you're following online for nutrition. But with this, it's really this, you can come to one place for everything. And for someone with me, like I'm extremely busy. I'm always moving. I'm always going. I would say if you're on the fence and you don't know where to start at all, and a lot of times we just need guidance because you don't know where to start because you don't have any guidance. Like this is a program that will be like, you won't have to think about it much. You can just do what you've been told to do and keep going. And if you ever have any type of doubts, the coach is always there to encourage you and get you through that hurdle of doubt, because a lot of it's in your mind. And I would say that this is a program that helps you battle what's going on in here consistently, despite all the stuff that's going on around you. So you can keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I think that's some great advice. And I appreciate you diving in and being willing to share your story. I think that this is only the beginning for you. And I'm very, very proud to see that this is not something that, we ran so fast in the beginning that you can't continue to stay on track. We've had some bumps. We've had some roadblocks. We've had some things we got to get over. Right. But you're here and you're still prioritizing. And the week that you had last week with the progress that you still made that we're not even going to go into right now. Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. Like the fact that I can go through crazy, like out of your control. You don't know. We can't control our lives. I think that's the biggest thing with like my weight loss journey. I was always like trying to be in control of everything. And when life started lifing and got in the way, I would just be thrown off. And like when we had that midpoint where I wanted to stop, life was lifing really hard during the challenge. And I was just like, I can't life right now and do this. But when it comes to the reality is, this is a program that you can do even when like and even just sustaining, like that's huge for me. Like I've always been up and down, extremities. And so to be able to just have a program, and I feel so much better where I can be like, wow, I'm actually doing this and I'm keeping off no matter how crazy things get. And then when things get back more like less chaotic, I know for a fact things will go. And I also have had, we can add this, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. So I'm actually going to my doctor's tomorrow for a checkup appointment, but weight loss is is extremely difficult for my body. So, to even have that progress in a realistic way, and the sustainability is like, amazing to me. Cause I honestly, even going into this, wasn't even sure anything was going to happen at all because of my medical situation. So that was super encouraging as well. And, I'll see as I go through my medical journey, as things progress, of like how like keeping the program going and continuing. And I'm just looking forward to seeing like, if I could do that despite all that, I think, it's very encouraging.
Yeah. Like where could you go when life isn't life and it's hard, right? Like if you got that much progress when life was smacking, right?
Yeah.
What happens when there's a reprieve? What happens when you have less hurdles and less things that you're running into? Like
exactly.
I could only logically imagine that it would be even more progress. It would be even further sustainability. So I'm very, very encouraged by that.
Exactly.
You did a heck of a job in the 6 weeks, and we're just getting started. And
yes.
I appreciate you being willing to chat here today and willing to share your story. It means a lot.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you, James. You've helped me so much. So I'm glad I was able to share.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to end the video there, but I appreciate you being here, and
yes.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.